I got caught out at Liquor Lane. They got the Wolf Glass port on special again for $7. Actually, they've had it down as low as $6. That was a real bargain. But I forgot about the 4 o'clock rule. They won't sell alcohol before, well, fortified wines and Stone's green ginger wine, and there was something else that they mentioned before 4 o'clock. And they limited the casks down to 2. That was the other part of the message. But apparently it's a voluntary code by Coles. And I think Woolworths might do the same. I'm not quite sure, but it's only in the CBD area, so it's a bit of a quirk. But I thought it was actually that was legally binding, but it's not. It's actually it's a corporate decision. Very strange. I don't think, pretty insane too, I reckon. I think it's there to obviously stop people abusing alcohol, but I don't see how that works anyway. It's good intentions maybe, but I wonder whether it actually has any consequences whatsoever. Yeah, a bit overcast today, that's alright. Got a few things done that have been going. I had a hell of a time getting onto Qantas to get my flight changed. It was a good outcome, and actually the woman I spoke to, she was fine. It obviously wasn't an offshore call centre, but you can never get through direct. There's always a queue of about 1.5 hours, and they always have to call you back unless you're prepared to wait on the phone for an interminable amount of time. And that's pretty crappy customer service, but I've rung them twice now, had the same problem. But they did actually call me back, and the woman that spoke to me was fine. She was pretty good, because their flight service people are quite good, much better than Jetstar. So you know, they need to make sure they provide good customer service all around. I think it's a little on the offside. And the other thing is, the other system they've got is you can contact them via SMS. Well, that's totally useless. I did that, and they didn't reply to me. They said they were going to get back to me, and they never did. So their SMS system totally sucks. So whereas I can actually get onto Jetstar and at least talk to someone online. Now they may be overseas, but at least you can actually generally get someone within 10 minutes or so. So it's sort of, you know, it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. It is a pain if you've got a complicated question though, because when you're not talking to someone, it's a lot harder to communicate when you're just texting basically. So using a chat room online is not great. But I got it all sorted. There's one question that this woman really couldn't answer, and that was about the luggage allowance. I've given 30 kilos luggage allowance because the flights from Singapore back to Cairns is all denoted as Qantas. And so, but the thing is, when it switches over to Jetstar, then it goes by Jetstar's rules, and then I'm wondering whether I can have more than one piece of luggage in that 30 limit. And she couldn't answer that question for me. She said I'd have to contact Jetstar to clarify that. And that's the one that counts, because that's I'm going to get stuff from storage in Melbourne and taking it back to Cairns. But the good news is I won't be rushed now, because the flight's actually the following day. So I'll stay overnight at my cousin's and make it more a leisurely situation and catch up with friends. So it'll be good. Yeah. So I got that sorted, but yeah, it's hard to get decent customer service. When you do, you sort of cherish it. But as I say, it was. I was happy that they could at least move the flight around to another day. That was good. So going in that convoluted way of going all the way down to Melbourne to get to Cairns, at least this way I'm adding some value to it. I'm doing something in Melbourne, so that makes it worthwhile. Not that I miss Melbourne at all, I've got to be frank. I don't. Big city with all the traffic and, you know, all the hassles of getting around. I don't think I'm missing out on much up here. It's a different style of life. Oh, by the way, at that Liquor Land, the girls just weren't interested. They're obviously counting the minutes before they knocked off their shift, so they weren't super motivated. And they tried to chat with them, but they just weren't interested in conversing. It's just, sometimes you get some nice people at these bottle shops and they're prepared to have a chat, but no. These girls probably might have just knocked off school and started doing their part-time job, I don't know. But they didn't seem thrilled. Not that a job like that, I guess, is one that you've got to make what you can of it, because the job itself's not going to fill you with joy. It's what you make of it, I suppose. So, see how it goes. Yeah, this has really been really busy around here, just this crossing here. I've said it before, and I think I really should have a pedestrian crossing here. This is the worst of it when I cross like that. It's where this guy yelled out to me, said, get off the road, just because I was about, I had 1 foot over that line there. Just these maniacs. Some of these people that get really aggro. Oh, they just did a U-ey, so of course no one indicates. They'd be asking way too much. Yeah, so I haven't received any stuff I bought on eBay all week. I bought last week and bought on Sunday, I think, and nothing's arrived yet, which is sort of what I expect. Usually takes about 10 days for stuff to arrive. So, and I did a bit of research on SIM cards. It's been a bit of a hassle because what I want is a Spanish SIM card I'll buy before I get there. So I'll be ready to go. When I land, I'll have a call allowance, because I want to be able to contact the people I've booked with. That's the most important. And then one of the SIM cards is fine. It's got a huge amount of gigabytes for data, which I probably wouldn't use, whereas the other one hasn't got nearly as much, but the other one appears to have 100 minutes of calls, flat calls to everybody, rather than just the other orange network people. So that'd be very restrictive. I didn't expect to get across the road so quickly. It's good. Yeah, so yeah, there's lots of different plans around, but I think it's a lot better to buy it beforehand rather than having to go to a kiosk or outlet in say an airport or in the city. I'd rather have it all bedded down before I actually get there. And I think it's going to cost me a little shy of $30 for this SIM card, which will last me a month. So it's nowhere near as cheap as the ones in Vietnam. I think that'll be about a third the price of that. I'm looking at going Viettel there, but the hassle with Vietnam is I won't be able to buy the one I want at the airport, because they only sell tourist SIMs, and I want one for local use. The tourist SIMs don't seem to include local phone calls and SMS, so crazy. But they are cheaper, of course. And I can still use Grab if I've got Wi-Fi, so I don't know, I'll probably just have to get a conventional taxi to my first, to where I'm staying, so that'll set me back. That'll be the most expensive taxi ride, but after that I'll all be on Grab. That'll be great. Whereas Seville is a place you just walk everywhere anyway, so it's a fantastic city. I might take them up and get a push bike, because they've got fabulous bike lanes in Seville as well. So it's a really nice lifestyle over there. The other thing I've got to try to find is a money card, a plastic card I can put, a travel card that I can put euros on. And of course, finding the right one is a bit difficult. The Travelex ones have, a lot of people have made negative comments about them, so I don't know if I want to go that way. And there's 18 degree, or was it 28 degrees? 28 degree card, I think it's called. That's supposed to be all right. And the Qantas frequent flyer card can be used as a stored value currency card as well, but they have charges, although they're not super bad. It's all, as long as they don't rip you off with the conversion rate, and you'll probably lose a couple of points on that. If say the euro's 63 to the dollar, you'll probably get a shade over 60. That seems to be pretty standard. So, and then there's other fees as well. Travelex apparently doesn't have fees on withdrawals from ATMs. However, they do have a fee if you don't cancel your card after your trip, they will charge you a fee for just having the card. So swings and roundabouts, and like I say, I've heard that they're not that great anyway. So there was people who went to the States had problems with them, but it might be better in Europe. But I've done a little bit of research, and I'll just have to make a decision on that, because I'll take cash, and I'll take also. But exchanging cash in Europe is not cheap, apparently. It's not worth it. So in Portugal, when I was in Portugal years ago, I actually used Travelex checks, Amex Travelex checks, and I got full value at one bank. The other banks were trying to rip me off, really high fees, but there was another bank down there that was fine, fee-free. They gave me full value for the euros on the Travelex check, so that was great. But less and less people are using them these days. I mean, they're old technology, but they have their uses as well. At least there's some record. If you lose your cash, you're stuffed. So there is a risk there. I've never had a problem. Well, I have actually. I have been robbed, but in both occasions I didn't take proper precautions. So you've got to be on your. You've got to have your eyes open when you're overseas. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment, or whatever. And either do that, or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.